Okay.
So ready?
Yeah.
Okay. It's April 11th, 2020, and I'm sure everybody in this country is aware of what's going on with the coronavirus. So we're going to do a short little talk here on your immune system and how you can protect yourself from not only viral infections out here, but bacterial infections. And we're going to strictly work on the immune system. So we're going to be looking at quantum touch and how it would address certain issues like this. And the first thing we're going to explain is we're going to be doing running energy. And I'm going to let Andrea here, who's taken all the classes now for certification to be a quantum touch practitioner with me. And she's going to explain what life force energy is, this running energy.
Okay, so life force energy, think of it as the activating energy that runs everything, that's within everything, that keeps the earth running, keeps the earth moving, keeps our bodies moving and all the things around us. And so when we want to tap into that energy, we start, for the purposes of quantum touch, we start by drawing our attention to the bottom of our feet, below our feet. And we just, as we breathe in, we draw up that energy. So we're drawing it up through the top of our head and then out through our hands. And if you do this 2 or 3 times, you will begin to really feel the energy coming through. The other thing is that at the same time, we can set the energy to come out of our heart, our heart space. So, and this is a photo of that. So imagining that your heart energy is pushing from your heart space to the person that you're working on.
Okay, thank you very much. And this is out of Richard Gordon book, the founder of Quantum Touch, The New Human. He's had 3 of them. This is my favorite one, but everybody's going to have a favorite, so I like that one right there. So I'm going to show you how to work on different parts of the body by, as she explained here, how to run the energy. But the main part you're going to work on is the thymus. The thymus is right here, right below the Adam's apple, your thyroid right here. It's a little rectangular shape right here. It's the headquarters of the immune system, lymphatic system. It's also the place where what's called NK killer cells are produced, and these NK killer cells attack cancer cells. It's also the place where stem cells are manufactured. These stem cells are blank cells. They morph in what they're directed to do. So we will tell it what to do to go and find any foreign invaders and morph into healthy cells. It's also the place where T cells are produced. And these T cells have little receptors on the end of them. And the white blood cells, same thing. They go out here and they look for foreign invaders. And what they do is they attach to them and secrete these chemicals, and it kills them. And the minute they do that, it tells all the legions behind them, gives them the right chemicals so they attack them. So this is the #1 place you want to work on. If you was doing a session on someone for the immune system, probably 75–80% of the time you want to do the thymus right here. Now, also another important place would be your tonsils. And I'm sure most people aren't going to be aware of this, but you actually have 6 tonsils. You have 3 pairs of tonsils, and they're the first line of defense in your immune system. Whether you take something in through your mouth, through your nose, eyes, ears, what this does is it takes a sample of it, and anything that's a foreign invader that's not going to be in alignment with optimal health, what it'll do, it starts to form antibodies for it. And so you would definitely want to run energy into the tonsils and the thymus. Those are the 2 key. Now, these others are actually more for the emotional stress that you're going to be going through when you're facing trauma in your life. And one would be the amygdala part of the brain. And you don't have to know exactly where it's at. You just point someplace in the brain right there, and you direct the energy as you're breathing it in there. You direct it into the amygdala. The amygdala is where you store trauma, post-traumatic stress disorder, fears. So it goes in there and shuts it down and amps it up to a higher energy. And this is what you want to do there. Now, another nice place, you want to turn around right here, another nice place to work on right here is what you have. They have a psoas muscle, and this is going to sound strange. It starts right here at your, where your T12 is in, and it follows the lumbar area, and it hooks onto the hip socket. So it makes like a little J on both sides of it. And what this does right here, and there's a whole book on it. It's entitled The Vital Psoas Muscle, Connecting Physical, Emotional, and Spiritual Well-Being. It's actually a thinking muscle. It's the only muscle in the body that's in the upper part of your body and the lower part of your body. but it's where you store trauma, and it's the thinking muscle. And another place I would really suggest one works on would be the heart and the frontal lobe part of the brain. The frontal lobe is the crowning jewel of the human being. It makes up 40% of the brain. It has connection to all the other parts of the brain. Okay, the brain really doesn't think. It's a heart that thinks. This heart right here is actually called a small brain, but it tells the brain what to do. This is new rights. It creates new rights, and this is new neurons right here. So it tells it. So what we do is when we run energy to the heart, we direct it to tell it to fight any foreign invaders, to raise the energy up. And what you're doing when you're breathing, as she explained, you do this a couple of times, you start to raise your vibrational resonance. And your vibrational resonance gets raised to a frequency of love and gratitude. And that's what Richard Gordon talks about in his book. Again, quantum touch is a wonderful modality. And you got Jennifer there and like Miriam Hunter there that really do a lot of work in getting this out into the public. And it's a completely new awareness of how energy works and does miraculous things. So when we tell the frontal lobe connects to the other parts of the brain, we're looking for a perfectly healthy body that's strong, it's flexible, it's youthing itself. When you run energy there, it actually changes your biological age of your cells so they become more healthy. So what it's going to sound like when you have a quantum touch instructor, a practitioner working on you, what they're going to do is they're going to be breathing this energy in again, as she explained, to the top of your head, out your hands and your heart, and you're going to hear actually the practitioner breathing. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it in this setting, but I'm going to kind of exaggerate my breathing. It's going to be. And what I'm doing is I'm directing it not only from my hands, but my heart to the area that I'm running it on, right in here. Also, another important part here, I'm going to turn you back around right here. Right here, where your C1 and your occipital ridge kind of end right in here, you actually have what's called vagus nerve. And technically, it should be called vagus nerve because you have one on each side. Vagus nerve is connected to everything. It follows your spinal column down on both sides right here and goes to all the various parts of the brain. It connects it. There's constant feedback. It'll go to every organ. It'll go to the heart and check it out and report back to the brain, constantly going back and forth thousands of times a second. And so it's extremely important to hit these areas right here. Again, but the main one is the thymus. So if you have any other questions, you can look us both up by going to quantumtouch.com, punch in Gene Skaggs, it'll show it up right there. And she'll be on there shortly. She's got all 3 of her classes. She just has a couple more hours to do to get her certification, and then she'll be on also right in there, okay? So anyway, it's enjoyable. Hope you all stay safe, and let's make the world a better place. Thank you.